Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I will be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my, these guys, the Genestealer Cult against Eric's Adeptus Mechanicus with a knight. So the story that we've got going on here is that this was a Forgeworld controlled by Stygies, and one day they found all of their heavy weaponry, so all of their Onager Dunecrawlers, all of their big punchy shooty things had been sabotaged by someone on the inside. And as they were trying to figure out what could have caused this, they suddenly found themselves in the throes of a general revolt on the planet. And further inspection realized that they were actually under assault from a Genestealer Cult uprising. So they sent out word to get assistance, and Belisarius Cawl himself answered the call, bringing with him his heavy weaponry to help them in their fight against the Genestealer Cult, and trying to also get some more information about the Genestealer Cult that he could possibly glean from this battle. So that is the story that we've got going on here. We are actually going to be doing one of the ITC missions. This is going to be scenario number 3. So essentially there are 4 objectives on the table here, equally placed around. If the bonus for the ITC is that if you control all 4 objectives, you get the bonus objective. You get the bonus point for that, and it goes with the regular ITC mission. So if on your turn you control an objective, you get a point. If at the end of your turn you have killed a unit, you get a point. If at the end of the battle round, whoever has killed the most units gets a point, and whoever controls the most objectives gets a point. On top of that, you have 3 secondary objectives that you have to try to glean. My opponent has chosen the Reaper, which means he gets a point up to 4 for every 20 models that he destroys. He also chose Butcher's Bill, which is he gets, if he kills 2 plus units on his turn, he gets a point. And and then he also chose Headhunter, which is he gets a point for every character that he kills, up to 4 points. I have chosen Big Game Hunter. I've also chosen, which means that for every model with monster or vehicle that has 7+ wounds that's destroyed, I get a point up to 4. I also chose Gangbusters on his Sidonian Dragoons. What that is for every 6 wounds inflicted onto a multi-model unit with that each model has 3 or more wounds each, you get a point. They have 6 wounds each, so for every Sidonian Dragoon that I kill up to 4, I will get a point. I also chose Kingslayer on Belisarius Cawl. So for every 2 models, every 2 wounds that I inflict upon him, I get a point for that. And if I destroy him, I get an additional point since he is his warlord. So that is the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a brigade detachment, a battalion detachment, and a vanguard detachment. Leading off the brigade detachment, we have a patriarch with a familiar, a magus, and an acolyte icon ward. We have 6 acolyte hybrid squads. We have 1 20-man squad with an icon and 5 heavy rock saws. We have a 10-man squad with hand flamers and 4 5-man squads, bare bones. We have a Clamavis, a Sanctus, and a Kellermorph. We have a 4-man Gatling Jackal squad with shotguns and demo charges. We have 2 armored sentinels with las cannons, and 3 heavy weapons squads with mortars. Then for the battalion detachment, leading it off, we have a patriarch with a familiar. We have a primus and a jackal alphys. We have 3 10-man Brood Brother squad. 1 squad has 2 flamers, and 1 squad has a grenade launcher. And then for the vanguard detachment, we have an Abominant. We have a Kellermorph and a Nexos. And last but not least, we have 8 Aberrants with power picks and a Hypermorph with an improvised heavy weapon. So for the Adeptus Mechanicus, he'll be running a battalion detachment, a spearhead detachment, and a super heavy auxiliary detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have 2 engine seers. We have 3 5-man Skitarii Ranger squads and 1 6-man Skitarii Vanguard squad with a plasma caliver. We have a 5-man Sidonian Dragoon squad. And then for the Spearhead detachment, leading it off, we have Belisarius Cawl. We have 3 Onager Dunecrawlers, 2 with Neutron Lasers and 2 Cognus Heavy Stubbers, and 1 with an Icarus Array and a Cognus Heavy Stubber. We have a 4-man Castellan Robot Squad with Heavy Phosphor Blasters. And last but not least, we have a Knight Crusader with a Thermal Cannon and Heavy Flamer. All right, so deployment now for the Adeptus Mechanicus. We've got his Knight over here on the flank. We've got an Engine Seer in the front there. We've got a squad of the Rangers in front of him over there. In the front over here, we've got the Vanguard unit. We then have Onager Dunecrawler, Onager Dunecrawler, Onager Dunecrawler. We've got Cawl in the back here, surrounded by his robots. We've got the other Engine Seer right over here. We've got the Dragoons. We've got the other 2 Ranger squads, and that is it for deployment for the Adeptus Mechanicus. Deployment for the Genestealer Cult, we got blips. We got blips for days all along my deployment zone over here. So, as of right now, the Adeptus Mechanicus are going to go first, but I will try to seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that fill first. No fill phase, so we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 1. His Dragoons moved up over this way. He had 1 squad of his Rangers pop in behind them. The Engine Seer staying with them. These guys stood still. Everybody back here stood still. They moved up a bit to spread out a bit. The Knight moved up a bit with his Skitarii Vanguard. Rangers, sorry. Rangers moving up in front of him there. And the Engine Seer popped over here to keep more of a bubble going on over here. So that is it for the movement phase. I will now deploy my guys and we'll come back to you with that. All right, so deployment phase for the Genestealers here on the Adeptus Mechanicus turn here. I placed my one of my mortar teams back over here along with the one of the heavy the armored sentinels. We've got my Jackal Alphys down here, my Sanctus up here. I've got another squad of the mortars. I've got a 5-man Acolyte squad, a Nexos. I've got an armored sentinel. I've got another one of the mortar squads, and then I've got 2 of the Brood Brothers squads up in front there, and that is it. I spent 1 CP to get to move my Aberrants who were under blips, my 20-man Acolyte squad, and my Patriarch back into underground. But I rolled because my Nexus was on the table, and I got back the CP, so I am still at my starting CP, which was I started with 21, spent 6 because I did Anointed Throng, Brood Surge, gave them both the Warlord traits. I gave the Brood Coven Warlord traits to my Magus and my Primus, and I spent another one for an extra relic, which is going to come into account now because my Sanctus, when I placed him down here, I used the perfect ambush stratagem for him. He gets to use it for 0 CP when he was placed down there. So he is now going to be shooting into Belisarius Cawl over there. This is going to be, he gets +2 to wound because I gave him the relic that allows his sniper rifle to have +2 to wound. So he is going to be hitting on 2. That is a hit. Wounding on strength 4, toughness 6. So would be wounding on 5s, but +2. So looking for a 3 to wound. On a 4 up, it will do a mortal wound. So that is a wound. No mortal wound though. So it's going to be AP -1. Okay. No cover save allowed. Oh, no cover save. Yeah, no cover save allowed because he ignores cover save.
Yeah, I just for the Shroud Song is the
yes
that I chose at the beginning of the round.
So he did choose Shroud Song. So he was gonna he ignores this because he's got that little familiar dude bro there. So it's just going to be AP -1. So he's looking for a
2 up to a 3 up.
3 up save, and he's good with a 4. All right, so at the end of his psychic phase, he is going to spend the stratagem to lock his robots into what is it? Into the
I think it's the protector.
The protector protocol. So basically, what it does is it locks them into place. They cannot move for the rest of the game, no matter how he does it. But it allows them to now shoot, get double the profiles on all their weapons. So they've all got 3 of the heavy phosphor blasters that are going to now be firing into my dude bros. So he's going to put 3 out of they've got 12 different guns between them there. So 3 of those guns are going to go into my 5-man Acolyte squad back here. 5 of them are going to go into my 10-man Brood Brothers squad here, and then 4 of them are going to go into my 10-man Brood Brothers squad over here. So This is going to be the first set into this Brood Brothers squad over here. So we've got,
So we got 24 dice.
24 dice. So these are going to be hitting on fours. So we'll come back to you with that.
I wish.
All right, and everything gets to re-roll because of Belisarius Cawl being back there, rooting them on and being their cheerleader. So again, looking for fours on these dice. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so these are going to be strength 6, AP -2, ignoring cover, so wounding on 2s. I think that should probably be enough. There's a number of 1s, but we'll come back to that. It was exactly 10, which is enough to kill them. Brutal. All right, now we got 30 shots into this squad over here. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Ooh, we'll come back to you with that. All right, and now re-rolling again because of Belisarius Cawl. Again, hitting on 4s. Come back to you with that. All right, these are going to be strength 6, so again, wounding on 2s, AP -2, ignoring cover. Oh, I think that's definitely going to be enough to kill them all. Yep, way dead. Crazy. And then we got 18 shots into my 5-man Acolyte squad back over here. So these, again, hitting on 4s. Come back to you with that. All right, and then re-rolling because of Belisarius Cawl. All right, we'll come back to you with those. All right, and wounded on 2s, AP -2, ignoring cover. And there's more than 5 2s there. They are dead. And now his Onager Dunecrawler there is going to fire his Neutron Laser into my Armored Sentinel over here. So one shot, D3 shots, sorry. So it's going to be 2 shots.
I'll take that.
These are going to be
hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s and re-rolling because of Belisarius Cawl. So getting
2 hits.
2 hits. These are strength
10.
Strength 10. So looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound. Do you want to spend the CP? We'll come back to you. All right, so he's not going to spend the CP, but it's AP -4, so it's going to go straight through my armor there. So D6 wounds.
And minimum of 3 damage.
Minimum of 3. Getting 3. So then his second Onager Dunecrawler with the Neutron Laser is going to fire with his Neutron Laser into him. So the reason we're not shooting the heavy stubbers is because they were out of range. So here we go. So it's going to be D3 shots for him. Getting 2 shots again. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of Belisarius Cawl. Okay, so 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That is not a wound.
I will spend that.
We're going to spend a CP to re-roll that.
Well,
1 second. So he's going to spend the command point. No wound. All right, so now the Rangers are going to fire. They are 5 shots into my Sanctus over here because he killed everything in front of him. So here we go. Hitting on 3s. All right, so that is going to be, look, 4 hits there. Strength
4.
Strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound.
At AP -1.
AP -1 plus 2 because he's got his camo cloak there. So looking for a 4 up save. He's good. Woo! All right, so now his knight is going to shoot everything into my dude bro here. It's going to be painful. So we'll start with the thermal cannon first. So D6 shots. Gonna get 6 shots. Oh boy, this does not bode well. So here we go. So these are gonna be 6 shots hitting on 3s. Alrighty, getting 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on definitely 2s. So wounded on 2s. Alrighty, so that is 3 wounds. These are AP -4, which is going to go straight through any of his cover saves there. So it's going to be D6 wounds each, right? All right, so just roll 3d6. As long as, yep, he is way dead. Turned into a pile of mush. And then the last Onager Dunecrawler is going to shoot with his Icarus Array into my Armored Sentinel over here. So it's going to have how many shots?
So the Icarus Array has 4 autocannon shots.
4 autocannon shots.
1 Daedalus missile launcher.
1 Daedalus missile launcher.
And then 5 Gatling rocket pods.
5 Gatling rocket pods. All right. So what do you want to start with? We'll start with the autocannon shots or missile? We're going to start with the autocannon shots. So it's going to be 4 shots here. It's -1 to hit because he doesn't have fly. So it's going to be hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s, re-rolling it.
Re-rolling everything because of Belisarius Cawl. So just getting to re-roll that one. Nope, nothing there. So the reason he gets the re-roll for all of them is because of the Belisarius Cawl just says re-roll hits. So he doesn't have to re-roll failed hits, even though that 3 would have been a hit before the -1 for it not being fly. Blah, blah, blah. He gets to re-roll everything. But it doesn't make a difference. So we got 3 hits here. These are strength
7.
Strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP AP -1. So I forgot my dice over here. Boop, boop. So 2, 4 up saves. And I failed them both. What is the damage on those?
2 damage a pop.
2 damage a pop. So he is dead. Does he explode? Does not. All right, so that's it. It quotes for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 1. Very effective shooting there. Pretty awesome there. So that is going to be it for them. We will now come back to you after a movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. These guys all stood still. She moved over to this way. These guys stood still. He shuffled a little bit, so he's out of 36-inch range of his robots because they scary. And then these guys stood still over here. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase since all my psychers are still in underground. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, she is going to elect that engine seer over there as her priority target, and she is going to shoot. So she moved, which is heavy, so -1 to hit, but +1 to hit because he's the preferred target, so hitting on a 2. That is a hit with a fill first. Then it's going to be strength 4, toughness 4? Toughness 4, so looking for a 4 to wound. With a fill first, so that is a mortal wound, AP -2. So he's got a 3-up save because it's +1 because of Shroud Psalm. She doesn't ignore cover.
3-up save normally.
3-up save normally, so 3-up save base, -2, so that would go to a 5-up, and now it becomes a 4-up because of Shroud Psalm. And he's good with that 4-up, so he just takes the 1 mortal wound. All right, so now this squad of mortars is going to fire into his Vanguard squad on the objective over there. So it's going to be 3d6 shots. All right, so it's going to be 8 shots. We'll come back to that. All right, so because they're Stygies, they're going to be -1 to hit at beyond 12-inch range here. So these are going to be hitting on 5s. Getting nothing. All right, these guys are going to try to do the exact same thing into them over there. So 3d6 shots. That's going to be 11 shots this time. 11 shots hitting on 5s. Getting couple in there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. AP nothing, and because they are in cover over there, it's going to be 3-up saves. Failing 1 of them. And then this squad's going to do the exact same thing. They're going to have 3 shots. All right, here we go. Hitting on 5s. Getting 1. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. 3-up save. Oh, okay. It does kill just as many guys as the squad that had 11 shots. All right, so that's it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 2. So my opponent doesn't have to take a morale test there because he's within 3 inches of the Dragoons over there, which gives them +1 to the leadership, making them leadership 8, and they only lost 2 guys. So they're good to go. So that is going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. At the end of the turn, my opponent killed more of my units than I killed of his, and he holds more than I hold because I don't hold any objectives over here. So I didn't kill anything, I didn't hold anything. So my score is a big old zilcho, and my opponent's score is 7 because he killed a unit, killed more units. He held an objective, and he holds more objectives. So that's 4 points right there. He also got Butcher's Bill, so because he killed at least 2 units. He got 1 point for Headhunter, and he also got the first. He killed 27 models of mine on that turn 1, which gives him at least 1 point so far for the Reaper. Pretty good first turn there for my opponent. So that is it for the round 1. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus. His Dragoons kind of shuffled around this way, creating a cordon, as well as his Vanguard over here. Rangers. Sorry, Rangers over here. The Vanguard consolidated onto the objective there. Robots can't move, so Belisarius Cawl stayed behind them. Onager Dunecrawlers. One guy shuffled around a bit, but they don't suffer the penalty for moving with heavy anyway. These guys kind of stood where they were. His Knight shuffled around a bit, and his Engine Seer moved out this way to increase the bubble of denial that he's got going on over there. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, start off the shooting phase. His knight is going to fire everything into my poor mortars that literally have done nothing wrong to him. So we're going to start with his Avenger Gatling Cannon. He's actually got the, what is it called? The relic called Endless Fury. So this is going to be hitting on 3s. We'll come back to that. All right, so we got 3 6s, so he gets 3 additional hits there for those. These are now going to be strength 7, so looking for 2s to wound on these ones. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so we got 8 wounds over there. These are AP -2, so they're in cover there. So that means that I've got a 6-up save. I got 8 6-up saves. These are 2 damage apiece, which means that if you see 3 non-6s in here, they're dead. Can I make this roll? Odds say no. My heart also says no. My brain also says no. I called my mom. She said no. Can they do it? Looking for all 6s! No, everyone was right. So they are totally dead. All right, so now his Onager Dunecrawler with the Icarus Array is going to fire into my other poor mortar squad that did very little to him. These are going to have, we're going to start with the autocannon shots. So he's going to hit on 4s. All right, re-rolling everything because of Cawl. All right, so getting 2 hits there with those 2 6s. These are going to be strength 7, so looking for 2s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound, AP 1. AP -1, +1 because they're in cover, 5-up save. New damage 2, so that is going to be a dead dude bro. And now the Daedalus missile launcher is going to fire. That is going to be a hit. Strength 7, so 2s to wound. That is a wound. AP -2, +1 because they're in cover. 6-up save. No, that's the opposite of 6 damage. D6 damage. 1 damage, so he's still got a wound. And now the Gatling Rocket Pod hitting on 4s. Re-rolling. So that is going to be 3 hits, or 4 hits, sorry, 4 hits. These are going to be strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. AP -2, so 6-ups saves. Looking to fill faces. No, failed them all, so they are dead. Before I removed him, I just wanted to show you this little cool bit of modeling that I did with the mortar there to have it so it's like shooting out there with green stuff and painted it. I'm pretty proud of that one, so I wanted to show that one off. All right, now one of the Onager Dunecrawlers there with the Neutron Laser. He's closest to this guy over here, so yeah, he's gonna shoot his Neutron Laser into him over here. So it's gonna be D3 shots.
Hoping for a
Here we go. Getting 2 shots.
I'll take it.
So here we go. These are going to be 2 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Re-rolling because of Cawl. Re-rolling because of Cawl.
We don't trust you.
Getting another dice. That sounds good. That's going to be a hit. So that's going to be 2 hits. Strength 10. So wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds. AP -4. AP -4 doesn't make a difference. That's going to go straight through. And they're minimum of 3. So he is kaput. All right, and that is it for the Adeptus Mechanicus turn here on turn 2. He had some other things, but none of them get line of sight over here, and she is not as close as the Sentinel over there. So that is going to be it for the Adeptus Mechanicus turn here. He does control an objective, and he obviously did kill something. He also got Butcher's Bill by killing the 2 mortar squads, and he got another Headhunter by killing my Nexos. So pretty good there. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. These guys stood still. He shuffled around a bit to get around the view around the corner. She advanced over this way, staying hidden behind the corner over here. And that is all the moves that were there. Then coming in out of underground cult ambush, we have a 5-man squad jumped on the objective here. 5-man squad jumped on the objective here. We have a 20-man squad that used perfect ambush, rolled and got 4 inches, so they are 5 inches away from these guys over here. I had my Patriarch drop in over here next to this objective. Over here, we've got the Magus, we've got the Primus, the Acolyte Icon Ward, the Clamavis. We got a 10-man squad of Brood Brothers, as well as my Patriarch Warlord with his Crouchling over here. We also had the 10-man squad of Acolytes with the Hand Flamers. I spent 2 CP for them to get 3 inches away from those 2 squads over there. And then over here, my Keller Morph dropped in over on this side to say hi to him. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, we're going to start off with my Patriarch casting Mental Onslaught onto his Knight over here, his Knight Crusader. So I'm going to roll. I need 6 for this to go off. He's got the Crouchling, which is the relic familiar there. So it's going to get +1 to his roll here. So looking for a 5 on these dice. Going off with a 10. He doesn't have any Psychers, so cannot deny it. So now we'll come back to you with that roll off. All right, so he has a base leadership of 10, +1 because of his Warlord trait, and +1 because of the Clamavus being within 6 inches, which makes him have a leadership of 12. My opponent's Knight here has a leadership of 9, so this is going to be looking. I have a +3 to this roll off essentially. So here we go. Looking roll off the first one. I rolled a 3, my opponent rolled a 3, so that's going to be a mortal wound. My opponent is going to spend 1 CP on Benevolence of the Omnissiah. So essentially what this does is it gives him a 5-up, feel no pain against mortal wounds from this and all further ones. Does not. So he takes 1 mortal wound. So we've got 1 mortal wound so far, and then we will roll.
Keep track of it.
I'm going to keep track of it. All right, cool.
Usually I count down,
yeah, we'll just keep down there. That sounds good.
All
right, so roll number 2. On a 6, he will take another mortal wound, 5-up, feel no pain. No, takes that, feel no pain. So he's up to 2 mortal wounds right now. So here we go. 1, and my opponent rolled a 3. He's going to spend a CP to re-roll that.
We're going to use a different dice.
And on a 3, he still takes the mortal wound there. 5-up, feel no pain. 1 second. 5-up, feel no pain here. Nope, so he feels that 1. So he's taken 3 so far. Rolling off for the 4th one now. 1. And my opponent rolled a 3. So 5-up, feel no pain. Whoop, off the table. No, feel no pain there. He feels no pain there. So that's that. All right, next one. Rolled a 5, and a 5, so 5-up, feel no pain. Nope, so he feels that pain. And again, 3 and a 3, 5-up, feel no pain. Nope. And again, a 3 and a 6. It's a tie, so that ends the power. All right, so now my other Patriarch over here is going to cast Might from Beyond onto my 20-man squad there. That will go off with an 8. All right, so now my Magus is going to cast Smite into those dude bros over there. Does not go off. All right, so now my mortars here are going to start us off in the shooting phase, shooting into his Rangers over there. So 3d6 shots. All right, so we're going to have 11 shots. All right, these are going to be hitting on 5s because they're -1 to hit since they're Stygies over there. Getting 1, 2, 3 hits. Strength 4, toughness 3, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. They have Shroud Psalm up again now. He rolled for that one, so these are going to be looking for 4-up, so he takes 1 wound.
It's no AP.
Sorry, they've got 4-up save that becomes a 3, so they are good to go. All right, so now my Kellermorph here is going to fire into his engine seer over there. So I got 6 shots hitting on 2s because he's within 12 inches, and therefore Stygies doesn't take over. So that's going to be 6 hits, so now I get another 6 shots because of Kellermorph doing Kellermorph things. All right, so that's 12 hits. This is the first time I've ever had to make 12 hits. These are Strength 4, Toughness 4, so looking for 4s to wound. Alrighty, so that is going to be 4 wounds there. That's definitely not half of 12, but it's okay. We will keep moving on, so it's going to be 4 wounds. AP -1, so it's going to be 4 4-up saves.
Turn to a 3 because of...
Turn to a 3 because of Shroud Psalm. Failing 2 of them, which is enough to kill him since they're 2 damage apiece. All right, so now these guys are going to fire their auto pistols into his dude bros over there. So we've got 5 shots here, hitting on 4s because they're within 12 inches. So no -1 to that. So that's 2 hits. Looking for 4s to wound. Strength 3, toughness 3, 2 fill faces. Let's see if that makes a difference. So he's got 2 3-up saves because of Shroud Psalm. Makes them both. All right, so we got 20-man squad here is going to fire their auto pistols into the Dragoons, hitting on 4s because hitting on 1s. Oh, actually, sorry, I was just checking if the Primus also affected it, but it's only in the fight phase, so it's going to be 20 shots hitting on 4s. All right, come back to you. All right, they're toughness 6, strength 3 on these pistols, so looking for 6s. Show me them fill faces. Getting 2 fill faces. AP nothing on these, so he's going to have the cover because of Shroud Psalm. So, all right, so +1 because of Shroud Psalm here. So this is going to look for 3-up saves.
forgot about Incendiary Cloud. But
All right, so that's going to be 1 wound. And now my Brood Brother squad is going to fire into his Vanguard over there. So these are going to be 15 shots. We've got 7 rapid firing las guns plus a las pistol from the leader. These are going to be hitting on 4s because they're within 12 inches. Come back to you.
With you.
And then I got 5 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting none. All right, my Primus is going to fire his needle pistol into that Vanguard squad. That is a hit. Oh. That is not a wound. He has 3 up ballistic skill, so it wouldn't have been a hit anyway. And then there's 3 guys with auto pistols that are all going to shoot at the same time. May as well. That's going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds. They've got cover over there, so it's going to have 2 3-up saves from them. Making them both. All right, so now my Hand Flamer bros are going to fire. 8 of them are in range of his Vanguard in there, and then the other 2 are going to fire into his Rangers over here. So we're going to do the 8d6 auto hits into the Vanguard. Alrighty, come back to you with that. All right, so that was 22 hits. So Strength 3, Toughness 3, 4s to wound. Come back to you with that. All right, so we got 12 hits. So we're going to have 12 3-up armor saves over here. I'll come back to you with that. And that was enough to kill them. And then we have the 2 into this squad over here. 2d6 auto hits, getting me 4 hits from them. 4s to wound, getting 2 wounds. All right, so 2 3-up saves. He makes both of them. And my guy's last cannon over here is going to fire into the knight, hitting on a 5 because he moved. No hit. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my 20-man squad here is going to charge into his dragoons and into his engineer and into his ranger squad over here. So we're going to go with the Rangers Overwatch over here. These are going to be hitting on 6s, so we got a couple 6s in there. 3 6s it looks like. So we got 3 6s. These are strength, what?
Strength 4.
Strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. AP nothing, so looking for 5-up saves.
Yeah, none of those were 6s.
Yeah, none of those 6s, so 5-up saves. Making 2 of them, I'll take that.
And
then the last pistol from the engine seer. No hit. All right, so now my guys here are going to charge into his dude bros. I've got a +2 to this charge because I got +1 because of Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor coming in this first turn here, and I got +1 because of the Clamavis over there. So I need a 3 to get into there. I can re-roll this charge distance because of they are part of the Brood Surge, and they are going to have a part of the Brood Surge, which gives them re-rolls because I gave the Warlord trait to that Acolyte Icon Ward. So here we go. 3 inches gets me into there. Make it with a 9, which becomes an 11-inch charge. And that is where they ended up after their charge in. All right, so now we're going to start by activating my 20-man squad here. We're going to start with the guys with the saws first. So they got weapons. They got Might from Beyond, so they're going to have 3 attacks each. Strength 5, which becomes Strength 10 with the saws. And these are going to be looking for 2s to hit because of +1 with the Primus over there. Rerolling 1s because of the Cult icon. And then they are going to be wounding them. I spent the command point because of the Brood Surge to give them +1 to wound in combat here. So they're going to have +1 to wound into there. So they're going to have looking for 2s to wound, rerolling 1s because of the Primus's the masterful thingy job that he has. So we're going to have 15 attacks with the heavy rock saws first, hitting on 2s. All right, so these are going to be rerolling 1s. Okay, not meant to be there. So these are now going to be wounding on 2s, rerolling 1s because of the Primus. Rerolling 1s because of the Primus. Alrighty, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 wounds that are going to be going in here. AP -4, so they're going to go straight through his armor, but he has 6-up invul save onto them here. So these are going to be 12 6-up saves.
All right, may the Omnisire protect me.
Getting 1 12 up there, so 6 up there. So that's going to be, we'll come back to that. All right, so that killed 3 of them and left 1 of them on 1 wound there. All right, and then 6 guys are going to attack into there. We're going to do their claws first. So this is going to be 18 attacks here, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. All right, re-rolling 1s. Alrighty, so these are now going to be strength 5 because of might from beyond, which would normally be wounding them on 5s, but because of the +1 to wound, are now wounding them on 4s. Re-rolling 1s. All right, re-rolling 1s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so because of the +1 to wound, that 5 is counts as a 6, so it's going to be 5 AP minus 1s to AP minus 4s, so these are going to be 5 6-up saves, making 1 of those, so it's going to be 4 more wounds, and then we've got 4 5-ups, making 1 of those, so an additional 3 wounds there. All right, and he does not explode. We rolled for the other guys, they didn't explode, but that guy doesn't explode, so it leaves them with 1 wound left. And then we've got the cultist knife attacks from those guys, so we're gonna have 6 attacks here, hitting on 2s. All right, re-rolling 1s because of the icon. These are now going to be wounding on 4s because of might from beyond and then the +1 to wound. So getting 1 wound, or re-rolling 1s because of the Primus. So it's going to be 2 wounds, AP nothing, so we got 2 4-up saves.
Come on, maybe Omniscience be with us.
No, he fails out. He's going to spend a command point to reroll. He made this one, so he's going to spend a command point to reroll this one.
We're going to reroll this one again.
So here we go. Whoa, off the table there. Into a 5, he's good to go. All right, so then 6 guys are going to go into his rangers over there. So there's going to be 3 attacks each, 18 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of the icon. All right, those are all hits. These are now going to be strength 5 to toughness 3, so 3s to wound, except +1 to wound because of that stratagem looking for 2s to wound. No reroll in this one because this was not the chosen unit, so that is going to be, we'll come back to that. All right, so we have 6 at AP minus 4, so these are going to be 6-up saves. Making 1 of those, 2 of those. So he's got 1 guy still alive there, and then we have 11 minus 1. We roll those ones, so let's see if we take all of them out here. So over here. So we're just gonna have. Then we have 11 AP minus 1. So these are gonna be 11 5-up saves. All right, here we go. 11 5-up saves. No, he is also dead. So, so that is the squad wiped. And then my leader over there is going to attack into his Genestealer. 4 attacks with the claws hitting on 2s. That is all hits. Wounding on toughness 4. Still wounding on 2s because of the +1 to wound. So that is going to be 4 wounds, 2 of which are at AP minus 4, 2 of which are at AP minus 1. So we've got the 2 AP minus 4s. They're 6-up saves. Makes neither of those, and then we've got 2 at AP minus 1, so 2 5-up saves. 4-up saves. Makes 1 of them, so he's alive with 1 wound. And then the cultist knife. That is going to be a hit. That is going to be a wound. 3-up save. He's good. All right, and the guys over there were actually closest to his robots over there, so I was able to get consolidate into combat with them there. So we'll come back to you with his attacks back. All right, so now his Dragoon is going to attack back. He's got 3 attacks. These are going to be, he's going to spend 1 CP on Conqueror Doctrina Imperative, which gives him +2 to hit. So we're going to have 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. 4s count as 3 hits per.
And then because I have he's carrying the Omniscient Masks.
And because he's got the Omniscient Mask, he gets to reroll 1. So 2s rerolling 1s.
All right, and that's going to be a fire team.
Okay, so reroll that 1.
New thing that lets you give the bonuses of
so that's going to be 2 at 4-up, so that's going to be 6 7 hits on 3 dice, which is not bad. Alrighty. Alright, so strength 8, wounding on 2s.
Anywhere on the table except my deployment.
Alright, so that's all but 1 wound there, so that's going to be 6 wounds. AP minus 1, so we got 6 6-up saves. Fill faces! None, so 6 dead. Alright, so now the Genestealer is going to punch back. He's going to have 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. Getting no hits. Oh, yes, yeah, he gets his mask works on him too, so it's going to be 2 rerolls there because those were both 1s.
We're not using those.
Not going to use those dice. So that's going to be 1 hit Strength.
+2, I believe.
+2. Is he base 4 or 3?
I'm gonna say base.
Well, 1 second. All right, so he's base strength 4 +1, so he's going to be wounding on 3s. That is a wound. AP -2, so that's just going to go straight through and kill a guy. And now 3 of his robots get to punch back here, so these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so he's going to be strength. These are going to be wounding on 2s. So that is going to be 4 wounds. AP, nothing. So we've got 4 5-up saves. Show me them 5s and fill faces. Or show me one of them. So 3 guys dead. All right, so at the end of the turn, I'm going to spend 2 CP to auto pass with that squad there morale test, and that is going to be end of the turn there. So I did kill something. I do hold something. I also hold all 4 objectives, because these guys, the squad back there was back past the edge of it, and I moved to just outside of 3 inches of them, so I'm within range of that objective, putting me at bonus point there for the mission. So it gave me hold 1, kill something, hold 1, kill something, and the bonus for 3 points. Then at the end of the turn here, I obviously hold more, but we both killed 3 units, mostly because he didn't have enough units on the table to shoot. So we tied on kill more, so nobody got the points for that. And by killing 4 of those 5 guys over there, I maxed out on my gangbusters for that there. So that is going to be it for the turn there. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 3. His Onager Dunecrawler moved over this way. This Onager Dunecrawler moved up over that way. He moved in over this way, and Cawl moved around over this way. His Engine Seer at the end of it healed up this guy over here. This squad of the Rangers, right? Yeah, the Rangers moved up over there onto the objective, and his Knight moved up over this way. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so we did mechanicals for him. So he got, what did you do? The first one was that for everyone, because he's got the 2 Forge Worlds, but Mars allows him to roll 2 if he rolls. So what we did is the first one that he rolls applies to everyone, and then the second one he rolls applies to just the Mars unit. So the first one was going to be the
reroll 1s in the shooting phase.
Reroll 1s in the shooting phase. He got that one, and then the second one he got was Litanies of the Electromancer. That was just for the Mars units, and what it does is units that are within 1 inch of an enemy unit, you roll a d6, and on a 6 it does a mortal wound. So we've got the robots are within 1 inch over here, so on a 6 it does a mortal wound. No mortal wound. All right, so the Rangers in there are going to fire into my hand flamer dudes. So we got 10 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s. 3s. Oh, hitting on 3s. All right, rerolling 1s because of the mechanicals there, so that's 2 there. So you get to reroll. All right, so that is all hits except for the 1.
Yeah, this one was a 2.
Yep, and then these are going to be strength 3.
Strength 4.
Strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound.
And 6s is AP.
6s are AP extra. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, guys, 1 at AP -1 and 6 regular. So we'll do the AP -1, looking for a 6 up, showing a fill face. No fill face there. And then we've got 6 5-up saves. And I make 1 of those. All right. All right, so then this squad over here is going to do the exact same thing into them over there. So we're going to have 10 shots because they're also within rapid fire range there. So it's a 15 inch for the rapid fire range there. So we're going to have 10 shots that are going to be coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. All right. Reroll that 1. All right, so it's a couple 2s there. These are now going to be strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. 6s are AP -1. All right, so we've got 3s to wound, so that's another 2 there. So we've got 1 AP -1 and then 3 regular saves. So we've got 1 6-up save. Show me that fill first. Nope. And then we've got 3 regular 5-up saves. Making 2 of those with fill faces. All right, so now this Onager Dunecrawler is going to fire his Neutron Laser into my my Armored Sentinel over there, and the Cognis Heavy Stubbers into these 2 bros over here. So we're going to go with the Neutron Laser first, D3 shots, getting 2 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s, 3s, I'm sorry, 3s, because the -1 doesn't happen. Reroll because of Cawl. So that is going to be 2 hits, strength 10, so 3s to wound. All right, so it's going to be 1 wound, AP minus 4, so it's going to be, I got cover over there because he's on terrain and 50% obscured, so it's going to be looking for a 6-up save. So show me that, Phil first. Phil first. Nope. D6, 5 wounds. And now the Cognus Heavy Stubbers are going to fire, hitting on 3s, re-rolling because of Cawl. All right, 1 miss there. So these are going to be strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. AP, nothing. So looking for 5 ups. Can they make it all? No, 2. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll one of those. No, okay. All right, so now his other dude bro over here is going to fire everything into this squad over here. So we'll do the Neutron Laser first. D3 shots. Going to be 1 shot. Hitting on a 3. Rerolling because of Cawl. That is a hit. Looking for a 2 to wound. Yeah, that's a dead guy. And the 2 Cognus Heavy Stubbers. Rerolling because of Cawl.
All right, so measure that.
Alrighty, that's all hits. Pretty good there. These are going to be strength 4, so 3s to wound. That is going to be all but 1 wound there, so that's 5 wounds. 4 ups because they're in cover and there's no AP.
So I'll get 14.
Making them all! Woo! Alright, so now his Icarus Array guy is going to fire everything into these dude bros over here.
Starting with the auto.
So we're going to start with the autocannon, hitting on 4s, rerolling everything because of Cawl. Alright, not meant to be there, so that's 2 hits. Strength 7, so looking for 2s to wound. That is 2 wounds, AP minus 1, plus 1 because they're in cover, 5 up saves. Making 1, failing 1. And now the Daedalus Missile Launcher. That's going to be a hit. That is not a wound. And now the Gatling Rockets. That is going to be 2 misses, re-rolling. That's going to be 1 miss. These are strength 5, 6. So 2s to wound. So there's going to be 3 wounds. AP minus 2, plus 1 because they're in cover. Looking for 6 up save. Fill faces. Making 1 of them. All right, so now the Knight's going to fire. He's going to put his Heavy Flamer into these dude bros, his Stubber into that dude. He's going to put the Gatling Cannon into my Brood Brothers, and he's going to put the Thermal Cannon into my dude bro over here. So what do you want to start with?
Heavy Flamer.
Heavy Flamer first. D6 shots. It's going to be 5 hits over there. That's good. Now that one's good. Looks good to me. So there's going to be 5 hits. These are going to be strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be all but 1, so that's 4 wounds. AP minus 1, plus 1 because they're in cover, looking for 5 up saves. And I failed all of them. And now the Heavy Stubber into his dude bro over there.
Really rough.
That is going to be 3 hits.
I was worried there.
Looking for strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. 1, 2 wounds. No AP, so 4 up saves. Show me 4 ups. No. I'm going to spend the Warlord trait from the Magus. I'm going to spend his free reroll. No. Okay. Now the Thermal Cannon into my dude bro over here. D3 shots.
D6.
D6 shots. Sorry.
FAQ'd it.
FAQ'd it. So it's D6 shots. That's going to be 4 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right. So that's 4 hits. Looking for strength. What is it?
9?
Strength 9. So it's strength 9. So 3s to wound.
So 3 at minus 4.
3 at minus 4. So there's going to be 3 6-up saves because of cover over there. Fill faces. Oh no! Oh. I made 2 of them. Oh, that painful. Does he explode? Oh, of course he does. 1 mortal wound. And now the Endless Fury is going to fire into my Brood Brothers over there. So it's 14 shots hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so he had 3 misses, but 3 6s. So those count as 2 hits. So he's got 14 hits. These are now going to be strength 6, wounding on 2s. Oh, strength 7, still wounding on 2s.
Just a relic into that extra.
Yep. All right, we'll come back to that.
Oh, shoot.
All right, so we had 14 wounds. They all wounded over there, so it's going to be 14 wounds into them. AP minus 2, plus 1 because they're in cover there, so it's going to be 14 6-up saves. So show me them, Phil Facers. Made a couple of those, so I made 3 of them, which means there's 11 wounds that go through. These are 2 wounds apiece. The thing is, they are within 6 inches of the Acolyte Icon ward there. So these are going to be looking for 6 up, feel no pains, but they're 2 damage apiece. So we'll start with the first one. That's a dead guy. Second one is a dead guy. Third one is still a dead guy because I need double 6s. Fourth is a dead guy. Fifth is a dead guy. 6 is a dead guy. 7th, dead guy. 8th, dead guy. 9th, dead guy. 10th, dead guy. So there's only 10 guys in the squad. I don't have to do the 11th. Womp womp.
Call.
All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. Cawl is going to charge into my dude bros over there. Can't firewatch since they are engaged. That is going to be in. And then the Skitarii are going to charge in. They are in. All right, so now his knight is going to charge into my dude bro down there. Fire an Overwatch pistol. No hit. His charge distance is way in. All right, so Cawl is going to start us off here. He's going to attack into my Acolyte hybrid. So what are we going to go with first?
First off, we're going to do his little axe thing.
His axe is going to go in here. So these are going to be hitting on 2s or 3s?
2s.
2s.
I cannot reroll 1.
Cannot reroll 1s. All right, so that's still going to be 4 hits there. These are strength
6, I believe.
6, so 2s to wound. That is going to be 4 wounds.
Minus
AP
-2.
-2, so that is going to go straight through. And now Cawl is going to go with his what is it?
The name of it. It's like
Mechadendrite Hive or something.
Hive, that's it.
There we go.
2d6 attacks.
2d6 attacks. So he's going to have 3, 4 attacks. All right, so my opponent's going to spend a CP to re-roll that 1 there into a 3, so it's going to be a total of 6 attacks that are going to be coming in here. These are going to be looking for 2s again to hit.
And there's a strength user, so it's only going to be 3s to wound.
All right, so it's going to be 3s to wound, so 2s to hit.
That's all but 1.
All but 1 there. So now these are going to be 3s to hit, 3s to wound.
Which one are you shooting?
He's strength 4, right?
Strength 5.
Strength 5. So it's going to be 4 wounds there.
So I'm on 6.
So 4 AP minus nothing.
I don't think they have.
1 second. All right, so 4 5 ups. Making 3 of the 4. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt over here. So I'm going to have my rock saws go. So I'm going to have 9 attacks because Might from Beyond is still active until the next psychic phase. So these are going to be these are going to be 9 attacks here, hitting on 2s because of the Primus. All right, so that is all hits. These are going to be strength 10, so looking for 3s to wound. Not going to spend that, so it's just going to be 3s to wound. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at AP -4, so 7 6-up saves. More than 2 failed there, so he is going to be dead. Does he explode? He's 6-up.
So I'm going to reroll.
1 second. All right, so looking for a 6-up to see if he explodes.
1 6.
No. And then my leader's going to attack into the engines here. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. That is all hits. Wounding on strength 4, so 3s. Strength 5 because of that, so 3s. So it's going to be 2 wounds. One's at AP -4, and 1 is at AP -1. So we'll do the AP -4 first. No, he is going to be dead. All right, so now the Skitarii are going to go in. They piled in their 3 inches. They are engaged over here. So it's going to be 6 attacks hitting on 4s. All righty. So that's going to be 3 hits. Strength 3. Yep. So 4s to wound. No wounds. All right, so his knight's going to go. I mean, I'm not going to make him roll those dice. He's just dead. All right, so that's the end of the turn there. Everyone's done their fight. So my guys over here are going to roll for leadership. They lost 5 guys. 5 plus 4 is 9, so 1 guy runs away. And that is going to be the end of it. So he killed a unit. He also holds an objective, so he gets his 2 points for that. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. These guys stood still. My cult, Jackal Alphys advanced over here, as did my Kellermorph. These bikers came in from reserves. This 5-man squad came in from reserves. This Abominus squad came in and then moved 4 inches closer because of perfect ambush. That Kellermorph dropped in over there. My Abominant dropped in over here. He stood still. He shuffled a little bit. These guys all moved up over here. And then these guys all moved up over here. The Clamovis also moved up over here. I spent 1 CP to get cult reinforcements and got back 5 more guys from this squad over here, which is pretty cool. And then that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, starting off the psychic phase, he is going to cast Mental Onslaught onto his knight over here. So needing a 5 on the dice because of the crouch lean. That goes off with an 8. So now we will rub a contested leadership roll off. I have 12 effective leadership. He has a 9 effective leadership. So here we go. Looking for the roll here. All right, on a 6, even with his 6, it could not be stopped. So my opponent's going to spend his last command point here to allow him to try to get a 5 up, feel no pain.
Here we go, Benevolence.
Benevolence of the Omnissiah? No, so he's going to take a wound. So he is going to be taking a wound over there. So now we roll off again for the second one. I've got marked him over here, so we're good. Yeah. On a 5, I don't think you can beat a 5. Nope, especially not with a 1. 5 up, feel no pain. Nope, so he takes another wound. Yeah, oh, you got him, yeah. On a 4 and a 2, so 5 up, feel no pain. Yeah, feels no pain right there. So here we go on the next one. On a 1, an opponent rolls a 6. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll this into a 2, which still makes it so that he gets over him, so he just takes the 2 mortal wounds. All right, so my mortars are going to fire into his ranger squad underneath the building there, so 3d6 shots. Ooh, man. All right, so we got 18 shots. -1 to hit because of Stygies, looking for 5s to hit. We'll come back to you with that. 4 hits! All right, here we go. Wounding on toughness 3, so 3s to wound. All right, so it's going to be 3 wounds. 3 up saves because they are in cover. Failing 1 of them. All right, so now the Killer Morph is going to fire into Cawl over here. So I've got 6 shots hitting on 2s. All right, failing 1 of those, so I'm going to have 5 shots more. All right, those ones all hit, so this is going to be 10 hits. Looking for Strength 4, Toughness 6, so looking for 5s to wound. All right. Getting 3 wounds at AP -1, so 3 4-up saves. 3 up saves. I'm sorry, AP -1, 3 up saves. Making them all. This squad's going to fire their pistols into this squad over here, so 9 shots. Hitting on 4s. Getting 4 hits, looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 2 wounds. 2 4-up saves. Making 1, failing 1.
D3 shot.
All right, so that's going to be it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, these guys are going to charge into these guys and into Cawl. So he is going to fire Overwatch with Cawl, so D3 shots. So that's 2 shots. Hitting on 6s. Getting no hits, re-rolling because of himself, because it's shooting. Still no hits. So they need a 6-inch charge here and a 7-inch charge over there. They get +1 because of Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor. They get +1 because of being within 6 inches of the Abominant over here. So I'm looking for a 4-inch charge to get into here and a 5-inch charge to get into Cawl.
Okay. So
4-inch. I'm gonna. Nope, I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. So 4-inch charge. Will get them in over this. 1 second. My Abominant is going to charge into the squad of Dubros there. I need 7 inches getting because I'm a 9-inch charge, +1 for Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor, +1 because of himself. And he's in. Now my Acolytes here are going to charge into his Rangers. Looking for 6s. Getting and 2.
I do reroll 1s.
Reroll 1s.
Of the count score. Oh!
Okay, so getting 4 hits. 5 hits, sorry. 5 hits, so these are strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting all wounds, and 1 is going to be at AP -1, so 1 6 up. Getting it with the filfers! Woo! And then we have 4 5-up saves, making 2 of them.
Go for it.
All right, so they need a 9-inch charge, 8 inches on the dice because of Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor. And they're in. All right, so my Acolyte Icon Ward there is going to charge into his Rangers underneath there. He is in. And my Patriarch's going to do the same thing. Rolling for that. He's also in. All right, so starting off the fight phase, my Abominant is going to attack into the Rangers over here. So he's going to have 3 attacks, hitting on 3s because it's weapon skill 3, -1 because of the Sledgehammer, +1 because of the Primus. All right, and that 6 counts as 2 hits. So that's going to be 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 AP 6-up saves. Making none of them, so it's going to be 3 dead guys. And then I have my familiar attacks, so it's going to be 2 attacks. That's going to be 2 hits. That 6 becomes an extra attack hit because of himself. These are now going to be looking for strength 4, toughness 3, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. No save there, so it's dead guy. All right, so now my my aberrants are going to attack into Cawl. So there's going to be 8 guys with power picks and claws that are going to attack into him. They've got 2 attacks each. These are going to be hitting on 2s because of the Primus. And 6s count as 2 hits.
Oh, right.
All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we got 20 hits on those 16 attacks there. These are now going to be wounding on 5, strength 5, toughness 6. Come back to you with that. All right, so those 3, now we're going to put him 3 wounds out of all of those. Not great, but here we go. He's got a 4-up save.
If you fail all these, you send these.
Yeah, possibly. Fails 2 of them, so it's going to be 2 D3 wounds. That's going to be 3, 4, 5 wounds. And now we have their Rending Claw attacks, because you get to attack with the pick and the Rending Claw. So 16 attacks from them, hitting on 2s. All right, so we had 3 misses, but also 3 6s, so it worked out exactly to 16 here. These, again, are going to be wounding on 5s. All right, so we got 4 AP -4s and 3 AP -1s, so we got 4 5-up invul saves. Failing 3 of them, that's it for Cawl, so he is dead. All right, so now my Patriarch over here is going to attack into his Rangers over there, so it's going to be 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. That is 5 hits, wounding on 2s, re-rolling because of monstrous Rending Claws. Re-rolling because of monstrous Rending Claws. All right, so that's going to be 5 wounds, 5 6-up invul saves, because the 6 doesn't make a difference, because AP3 or AP6 doesn't make a difference, 6-ups. Making 2 of them, so 3 are dead. And my Acolytes in here are going to attack, hitting on 2s because of the Primus over there. All right. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Alrighty. So that's going to be 2 at AP -4. So 2 6-up saves. No, he is dead.
Yeah.
All right, so now his robots here are going to attack back. 2 of them can attack, so it's 2 guys within an inch of an inch. So we're going to have 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Is it?
4s.
Hitting on 4s. All right, so
I'll be up there.
failing 3 of them, so that's going to be 3 hits. Strength
6.
Strength 6, so 3s to wound.
I get corporate rates on hotels.
That's going to be 2 wounds there. 2, so these are going to be 2 wounds, so 2 AP nothing, right?
AP nothing.
So 2 5-up saves. Failed both of those. They have a 5-up feel no pain. It's 1 damage each, right? So 1 damage each. 5-up feel no pain. Nope, failed him. So 1 guy is dead. All right, so now his Onager Dunecrawler is going to attack into my Acolyte Icon Ward. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 5s. No hits there. All right, so that's it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. We don't have any leadership test to take. I did kill a model, and I killed a unit, and I do hold an objective. At the end of the turn here, I do hold more because I've got this one and this one since I got a troop choice. And then we both killed 5 units that turn, so we zeroed out on that one. I did max out on Kingslayer by killing Cawl, and so that gave me another 4 points for that one. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 4. Movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus. His Onager Dunecrawler moved back over this way. These guys can't move. He can't get out of the area over here, so he is stuck in combat over here. He moved back over this way, and his knight moved back over this way. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off, his Onager Dunecrawler here is going to fire into everything into my Keller Morph. So, D3 shots with the Neutron Laser. It's going to be 3 shots here. So it's going to be 3 shots hitting on 3s.
Rerolling ones because I showed.
Rerolling ones because of the canonical.
And you're just like, oh, who's this person right here with a submachine?
Rerolling ones because of the canonical.
He's good at close combat. He's got Neutron.
So that's going to be 2 hits. These are strength 10, so looking for 2s to wound.
He's accepted it. He's like, yeah.
Getting 2 wounds, 2 5 up invul saves onto him. So here we go. Need 5 ups. Make 1, fail 1, D6, a minimum of 3. 5. He is dead. All right, so now the Knight's going to fire the thermal cannon into my Jackal Alphys over here. Heavy flamer and stubber into my these two bros over here. And then he's going to fire his Avenger Gatling cannon into the acolytes underneath there. So which one do you want to start with first?
Let's start with the thermal cannon.
All right, we're going to start with the thermal cannon over here. So D6 shots. All right, 3 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit the Jackal Alphys. Getting no hits. Heavy flamer into them over here. That is going to be 2 auto hits. These are going to be strength 5, so 3s to wound because there's toughness 4. That is no wounds. And now the stubber into my bikers, hitting on 4s because of the -1 to hit. 1 hit, no wound. And now Endless Fury here is going to fire into my acolytes over there. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Come back to you with that. All right, so we have 11 hits on that because there were 2 6s that got 2 hits on there. So these are strength 7, so looking for 2s to wound. Alrighty, so that is going to be 1 there. So that's going to be 10 wounds, AP -2, +1 because they're in cover there. So we've got 10 6-up saves. So these are going to be 10 6-up saves. Looking for fill phases. Show me that fill first. Making 3 of those. And then they are within range of the Acolyte Icon Ward there. So I've got another 6-up Feel No Pain. Come on! 6s, fill faces! No, nothing there, so they are dead. All right, so now this Onager Dunecrawler is going to fire into my Patriarch under there because he's the closest one to him. So these are going to be, we're going to start with the Icarus. He's going to have the Icarus. Everything's going to shoot into this. So we're going to do the Icarus. So we're going to start with the autocannons first. So we've got 4 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s.
Rerolling ones?
Rerolling ones because of the canonical. Alrighty, so that sounds good. These are now going to be strength 7. So looking for 3s to wound. So that is going to be 3 wounds, AP -1, +1 because you're in cover there, so 3 4-up saves. Failed them all. That's going to be 2 damage apiece. This is not great. So these are going to be 6-up saves. He's got 6, so it's 6 wounds there. I need to get at least 1 6 to keep him alive here. Show me those fill faces. Getting just the 1, so he's alive with 1 wound left. And now here comes the rocket launcher. Hitting on 4s. So that is 4 hits. Strength 5.
Strength 6.
Strength 6, so 3s to wound again. That is going to be 2 wounds. -2, so he's got his 5-up invul save. Making 1, failing 1, damage is 1. 6-up, I need a fill face. Show me that fill face! No! And he is dead. Alright, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Knight here is going to charge into my Jackal Alphys and my Adelan Jackals here. So the Jackal Alphys will fire Overwatch with her sniper rifle, looking for a 6. Nope, no hit there. Then the second guy here is going to throw his demo charge at him here. So D6 shots. 1 shot, looking for a 6. Yeah, with the fill face. That's strength 8, looking for a 4 to wound. That is a wound with a fill face. So it's going to be a 5-up invul save. No, goes through, so that's going to be one second. All right, so it's going to do D3 damage. Doing 3 damage. And then 3 with the shotguns. 6s, getting nothing there. So his charge distance, 2d6. Oh, he's way in. All right, so the Knight now is going to start us off in the fight phase by putting all his attacks into my Adelan Jackals over here. So 12 attacks with his happy feet. All All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so we've got 8 wounds over here, or 8 hits over here. So these are going to be wounding on 2s. All right, so all but 2 there. These are AP -2, so, ooh, 1 second. All right, so it's going to go straight through the armor. These are D3 damage each. First one does 2 damage. That's a dead guy. 3 damage. That's a dead guy. Dead guy. 1 wound. That one's going to kill the 3rd guy, and then there's 2 left, so it's going to kill the 4th guy. All right, so now his Castellan robots are going to attack into my aberrants over here. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. Alrighty, so that's going to be 4 hits. These are now strength 6, right? So looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. Should have brought my dice, but I didn't. So 3 5-up saves because AP nothing. Making 2 of them with fill faces, and then a 5-up feel no pain. No, so 1 will take a wound. All right, so now I'm going to activate my aberrants here. So 3 of them are going to go into the Onager Dunecrawler. The others are going to go into the robots. So we'll do the ones into the Onager Dunecrawler first. So these are going to have 6 attacks, hitting on 2s because of the Primus there. Alrighty, so that's going to be 4. These are going to be 4 attacks. These are going to be strength 5, toughness 7, so looking for 5s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2 wounds. So onto the Onager Dunecrawler, he has a 5-up invul save.
Now I'm not nearby any other ones, so I can't reroll ones.
All right, so makes 1, fails 1, D3 damage. Is going to take 3 damage. And then 6 attacks with the claws. Hitting on 2s, wounding on 5s. Getting 1, 2 wounds there. These are AP -4, so these are going to go into the 5-up invul save. Making 1, failing 1, takes another wound. All right, so now the guys with the claws and the picks are going to go into the robots. So we've got 8 attacks from those 4 guys, hitting on 2s. That is all hits, real good. Strength, toughness 7 again, so looking for 5s to wound. Oh, real good on that one. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in there. So these are going to be AP -2, so looking for 5-up saves. Making 1, 2, 3 of them, so 3 go through. So the first one, D3 damage. It does 2 damage. Second one does 1 damage, so that's 3. How many wounds do they have? They have 6 each. So the next one is 2, so that's going to be, this one will kill 1 robot. And then the next 2, because I can't go through them, is going to do an additional 4 onto the second one. And now the picks are, now the claws are going to go. Hitting on 2s, wounding on 5s. All right, so we've got 2 at AP -4, 2 at AP -1. So we got 2 at 2 AP -4. So there's going to be, do they have invuls? They have no invul save. So 2 is going to. 1 second. All right, so this AP -4 going to go through, and he has 2 4-up saves. He fails 1 of them, so 1 is down to 5 wounds. Does the other one explode? We rolled for the first one. It did not. This one also does not. And now the hypermorph with the heavy improvised weapon is going to attack. He's got 3 attacks, but with the heavy improvised weapon, you make 2 attacks each. So these are going to be hitting on 2s because there's no unwieldy. Alrighty, no 6s there to blow up, so it's going to be 5 hits. These are strength 10, looking for 3s to wound. Okay, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3 at AP -1, so 3 4-ups. Fails 2 of them, so that's 4 damage. He's down to 1 wound left. And then the hypermorph tail attack. That is a hit. That is a wound. AP -1, 4-up. He's good. All right, so now his Onager Dunecrawler is going to attack into my Acolyte Icon Ward. So he's got 3 attacks, hitting on 5s. So that's going to be 2 hits. Strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. So that's going to be 1 wound. AP nothing, so looking for a 5-up save. Nope, 6-up, feel no pain. No, so he takes a wound. All right, so now my Acolyte Icon Ward is going to attack back with his Rending Claws. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. That is going to be 4 hits, wounding on 5s. That is going to be 2 wounds at AP -4, so he's got a 5-up invul save. Making 1 of them, so he takes another wound. And then my Jackal Alphys will attack back. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is 3 hits, wounding on 6s. No wounds. All right, so that's the end of the AdMech turn here on turn 4. My opponent does not hold an objective because this one is contested right now, but he did kill a unit, so he gets 1 point for that. So that is going to be the end of the turn. We'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 4. My Patriarch advanced up over this way, looking on his Onager Dunecrawler here. These guys moved around over here this way. Look, these guys stayed in combat. These guys kind of moved around, so they were just 1 inch away. He stayed in combat. They stayed in combat. He stayed where he was. She fell back over there onto the objective, and he moved up over this way. So that's it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting in the psychic phase, he is going to cast Mental Onslaught onto this guy over here. So looking for a 6 for this to go off. Does not go off. I'm going to spend my last CP for this one. Does go off now, so that's going to go off. So now we have a contested leadership roll. I've got leadership 10 plus 1 because of the Clamavis. He's got a leadership of 8, so I'm looking for. I have a 3 plus a 3 plus 3 advantage on this one. So here we go. Oh, 1 second. All right, so we're looking at the broad spectrum data tether. Gives +1 leadership, but only at the beginning of the morale phase to units within 3 inches. So, so in this case, he's got a leadership of 8. I've got a leadership of 11. So we're gonna have I have a 3 plus on this dice roll. So dice off. I rolled a 2. My opponent rolled a 3, so he takes a mortal wound. Next one. I rolled a 1. He rolled a 3. Still a mortal wound. I rolled a 5, he rolled a 6, so again, another mortal wound. Here we go. I rolled a 3, my opponent rolled a 1, so that's another mortal wound. 3 and a 5, so another mortal wound. A 6, you can't beat that, so it's another mortal wound. A 6 and a 3 is a tie, so that will end the streak. All right, so now he is going to use the once per game ability of the familiar to cast Smite for the second time, or second power is going to be Smite. Looking for a 5 on this. Goes off, so D3 mortal wounds. Doing 2 mortal wounds. And then my Magus is going to cast Smite onto him over there. Goes off on a 10.
1 more and it would have been.
Yeah. For 2 mortal wounds. All right, so my mortars are going to start us off in the shooting phase, firing into the night, because why not? So we're going to have 9 shots. All right, so 9 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Okie dokie. So not bad. So getting 5 hits. These are going to be looking for 6s to wound. Show me them fill faces. Getting 2 fill faces. So 2 3-up saves. Makes them both. All right, so the Kelomorph is now going to fire into his dude bro over here. So we're going to have 6 shots hitting on 2s. All right, all but 1 hit. So that means 5 more shots. Looking for 2s again. All hits there. So it's going to be 10 total hits. These are strength 4, toughness 7. So looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. AP -1, so these are going to be looking for 5-ups or 4-up saves? 4-up saves.
3 to 4.
3 to 4. Making all of them. All right, assault phase. These guys are going to charge into the Onager Dunecrawler. Totally in. The Abominant is going to charge in. He's in. Did I spend my last command point? Did I? What was it on? Psychic, to get the Psyker to go off. Ah! That hurts. All right. Yeah, that one hurt. That one really hurt. All right. All right, so we're going to start with my Abominant, may as well, over here.
Are these yours?
Yes, I'm sorry. Were they on the table? I apologize. Yes, yes, please, please, please. Sorry about that. All right, so he's going to have 3 attacks. Do the Abominant first. And the Familiar is going to get his 2 attacks. And then the Acolytes are going to go. So we're going to do with the Saws first. They got 2 attacks each. We got 1, 2, 4, 5. So I got them all back. Within how many inches?
D6. No, within 6. Just flat 6 inches, D3 mortal wounds.
All right. So your guys, my guys, and all of my different guys. So let's start with, let's just go this way around.
So my own guy.
There. Within 6 inches, we have to check now. So he is going to have here. So we've got D6 wounds or D3? D3 mortal wounds onto this squad over here. That's going to be 3 mortal wounds. So that guy is going to be dead. And then this one is down to 4. And then does he explode as well? We have to find out about that one. So roll a D6 on that one. He does not. And then we're going to go into my aberrants over here. D3 wounds. That's going to be 1. 5 up, feel no pain. They're good. And then we've got into my abominant. 3 mortal wounds. 5 up, feel no pain. Failing all those. Rerolling 1s though because of the fact that the Acolyte icon ward's there. So still failing those, so he takes 3 wounds. Then into my Acolytes. That's going to be 2. 6 up, feel no pains. Nope. So 2 are going to be dead. And then into my Primus. 1. And takes it. And then into my Acolyte icon ward itself. 1. Oh, almost the 6, but no, it takes a wound. All right, so now my aberrants are going to attack into his Dubro over here. So we're going to have the 5 guys with the picks first. Hitting on 2s because of the Primus. 6s do explode, so that's going to be another one in there. So these are going to be all hits. Then it works out to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds at AP -2. So 3 5-up saves. 3 5-up saves. Makes 1, fails 2 of them. So 2 D3 damage. 2 3 damage, so he's down to 1 wound. And then their picks. Their claws, I should say. Hitting on 2s. Ooh, that wasn't great. Wounding on 5s. 2 at AP -4. So those are just going to go straight through. So he will die. Does he explode?
I certainly hope so.
Do not. No, does not explode. All right, so that is the end of the Dark Angel. Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 4 and the end of round 4. So I did kill something. I got a point for that. I do hold an objective. I got a point for that. My opponent definitely killed more than I did, and I do hold more objectives than my opponent does, though. So I got 3 points for that. He got his 2 points for killing something and killing more. He did max out his Headhunter, and he does. So he maxed out his entire secondary. So he's got all 12 points for secondaries. I managed to get another point for Big Game Hunter. I got a point for Big Game Hunter for killing this over here. So that is going to be that. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 5. Movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus. His Onager Dunecrawler here stood still. This moved him a little bit. Sorry, moved him a little bit. Shuffled him 3 inches back. This Onager Dunecrawler moved up over this way, and his Knight moved up over this way. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting into the shooting phase, his Onager Dunecrawler here is going to fire into my Patriarch. So we're going to start with, which one do you want to start with? We're going to start with the Cognus Heavy Stubber. So this is going to be 6 shots because he's got 2 of them there. Hitting on 4s because he's in the second profile. Alrighty, so that's going to be 4 hits. Strength 4, looking for 5s to wound. Not getting any wounds. And now D3 shots with his Neutron Laser. Getting 3 shots, pretty good. Hitting on 4s. Getting 1 hit. Strength 10, so looking for a 2 to wound. That is a wound. I'm going to take that onto my familiar there and just explode him in a fine mist. All right, so his Onager Dunecrawler here is going to fire into my Acolyte squad over here. So he is going to fire the Icarus array. So we'll start with the autocannons first, may as well. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. That is going to be 1, 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. Getting 1 wound. AP -1. So it's going to be a 6-up save. Showing that Phil first. No, so that's 1 dead guy. So these are the rockets. Looking for 4s to hit. So that's going to be reroll 1s because of his mechanicals. So that's going to be 2 hits. Strength 6, so 2s to wound. That is 2 wounds. -2, so that's just going to go straight through and kill 2 guys. Now the Daedalus Missile Launcher. No hit. And the 1 Cognis Heavy Stubber. These are hitting on 3s, because they don't have the -1 to hit. There we go, that's 3 hits. Looking for 3s to wound. That is 1 wound. 5 up save. Yeah, he's good with the Filth Furs. Woo! So now his Knight is going to fire Heavy Flamer into my Jackal Alphys. Going to fire the Thermal Cannon and the Stubber into my Acolytes, and the Gatling Cannon into my Aberrants. So we'll start with the Heavy Flamer. D6 hits. It's going to be 5 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound because she is toughness 4. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that was good, yeah. So that's 4. AP -1, so looking for 6 up saves. Making 1, so she takes 3 wounds. And the Thermal Cannon into my dude bros over there. That is going to be 6 shots, pretty brutal. These are going to be hitting on 3s.
Hey, you're getting some effectiveness out of it, so.
All
he's
right.
angry.
Oh boy, those are all hits. These are wounding on 2s.
These dudes were
Going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds over there. I'm not even going to make. Well, I guess I could make it. We got to roll one at a time. So we have D6 wounds. It's going to be 6 wounds. I'm not even going to roll for that. Second one, 6. Not going to roll for that. 5. Also not going to roll for that one. And 5. Yeah, no. Okay, there's 4 guys dead. They really wanted them dead. And now the Gatling Cannon is going to fire into my Aberrants over here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so that ends up being 3 misses, or it was 4 misses, I think, right? And then +1. So we got 4. Yeah. So here we go. These are now going to be strength 7, right? Yep. So looking for 3s to wound. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so we had 8 wounds that go through. AP -2 goes right through their armor because they're not in cover there. So these are going to be 8. 5 up, feel no pains, because it's 2 damage apiece. That gets dropped down to 1 damage apiece because of the Aberrants. 5 up, feel no pain. So I make 4 of those, and none of these ones. So that's going to be 2 dead guys. All right, so now he is going to charge into my Jackal Alphys. She's going to Overwatch on a 6. No hit there. So his charge distance on a 8 will get him in. All right, so now he's going to attack into me over here. 12 attacks with the happy feet. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, 2s to wound. That is going to be 4 wounds. There's nothing I can do about those because they're AP -2, so that's going to go straight through and kill her. All right, so that's the end of the turn for the Adeptus Mechanicus. He does hold an objective now and did kill a unit, so he gets 2 points for that. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 5. All right, movement phase. My Patriarch moved up towards his Onager Dunecrawler over here. My Clamavus jumped onto the objective. These guys moved up over here. They moved up over this way. So did my Acolyte Icon Ward. My Magus advanced over this way to get closer. My Kellermorph moved over here. These dude bros stood still, and that is it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so my Patriarch here is going to smite into him over here. So looking for a 5 to go off. Goes off with a 12, so I will perils, but I'm going to be doing D6 wounds. So we'll do the D6 wounds, or I guess I can't die. Well, I guess I have to do the perils onto me, so D3 mortal wounds. I take 2 mortal wounds, so I'm down to 3 wounds over here. And then D6 mortal wounds onto him. With 6, he dies. Does he explode? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, he doesn't. Oof. All right, so my Magus is now going to cast Mind Control onto his Onager Dunecrawler over here. On a 6, it will not go off. All right, my mortars are going to shoot into his Knight over here. Going to get 13 shots. All right, these are going to be hitting on 4s. Pretty good. And wounded on 6s. Getting 3 wounds. All right, so looking for 3 up saves. Fails 2 of them, takes 2 wounds. And now my Kellermorph is going to fire into him as well. 6 shots hitting on 2s. So that's going to be 4 hits, looking for 4 more shots. All right, so that's 4 more hits. So he's going to 8 hits, looking for 6s to wound. Not getting anything. Okie dokie. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Aberrants are going to charge into his Onager Dunecrawler over here. So here come the autocannon shots. Getting 1 hit, rerolling 1s. That is 1 hit still. So wounding on a 3. No wound there. So then we've got the rockets. These are going to be hitting on 6s. Rerolling 1s. Nope, no hit there. And then the missile. That is a hit. What's the strength of this?
7.
7, so that is a wound. AP -2, so it's going to go straight through. Damage is D6 damage. 4 damage, which becomes 3 damage. 3, 5 up invul save, or 5 up feel no pains. Rerolling the 1 because of the Acolyte Icon Ward. Come on, do it, do it, do it. Oh, so close. And now the Cognis Heavy Stubber is going to get, wow, 3 hits. Okay, that's how you do it. Wounding on Strength 4, Toughness 4, so force wound. Getting 1, 2 wounds. 5 up saves. Making them both. Woo! And their charge distance is totally in. All right, so these guys are going to attack in here. We've got 4 guys with picks and claws. So we're going to have 8 attacks with the picks. These are going to be hitting on 2s because of the Primus. All right, strength 4. Oh, strength 5. So this is going to be wounding on 5s. Okie dokie. 1 wound. AP -2. On a 6, he's good. And now the claws. Okie dokie. That's a lot of 1s. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 at AP -4, so a 5 up invul save. No, so he takes a wound. And then 6 attacks with the heavy improvised weapon here. That is going to be all hits. Oh, the 6s are exploding, so it's an additional 3 hits. These are now strength ×2, so looking at strength 10, looking for 3s to wound. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at AP -2, so 5 up saves. Making 2 of them, so he takes 6 damage. And then his tail attack, because why not? Not a wound. Now the Onager Dunecrawler is going to attack back. He gets 2 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 5s. No hits there. So that is going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. I got another big game hunter with that. I did kill a unit. I do hold an objective, and in fact I hold more objectives, but my opponent killed more. So that is going to be 3 and 3 on that turn for primaries for each of us. So we will now roll off to see if we go on to a turn 6. So on a 3 up it will. On a 6, we're going on, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 6. All right, movement phase. His Onager Dunecrawler fell back over here, and his knight just shuffled around over that way. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, into the shooting phase. His knight is going to fire his heavy flamer into my Magus. He's going to fire his stubber into my Magus. He's going to fire the thermal cannon into my Magus. Then he's going to fire the Gatling cannon into my icon ward over here. Brutal. All right, so let's do the flamer first. It's 1 hit. That is not a wound. All right, here goes the stubber. All right, that's 1 hit.
No, it's not a hit.
Oh, not a hit.
I am on my last.
Oh, he's lost a bracket there. And here comes the thermal cannon. D3 shots. So it's going to be 3 shots. These are going to be hitting on... oh, D6. I forgot. 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s.
I need to roll well.
Here we go. Getting 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. Wounding on 2s.
I just need like...
Yeah, don't flop this one. Okay, getting 2. So 2d6 damage.
And because because I'm in melter range, I take roll 2d6.
Oh, that's right, the melter range. So the first one, taking the highest. Oh yeah, he did. And here comes Endless Fury, hitting on 4s. We'll come back to that. All right, so he had 7 hits, one of which was a 6, which makes it 2 hits. So he's got a total of 8 hits going on here. These are strength 7, so looking for 2s to wound. Alrighty, so that's going to be 6, 7 wounds at AP -2, +1 because he's in cover. So it's going to be 7 6 up saves. Show me those Phil. Oh, one more. Show me those Phil faces. All right, you showed me 1. All right, so these are 2 damage apiece. Did 6, went through. We have 6. 6 up, feel no pains from himself. I've got 2 wounds left. If I can make 11 6s on this roll, he's alive. If I don't make 11 6s, Even if I make 10 6s, he's dead. Like, real dead. My heart says no. My brain also says no. Nick, what do you say?
My heart says no.
Oh, Nick's heart says no, too. Yeah. Here we go. Can he do it? No, well, I got 0. I got 0, so he is way dead. Okay. All right, and that is the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus turn here on turn 6. My opponent did kill something. He killed 2 somethings, and he also holds an objective, so 2 points for him there. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 6. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 6. He advanced over here onto the objective. He advanced into the middle of nowhere. I don't know what I was doing with him. Over here, my Primus is within 3 inches of my objective, but over here, everybody else is moving up over this way. My Kellamorph stayed still, as did my my dude bros with the mortars. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with... Nah, Psychic's not going to happen, so we're just going to do shooting phase. Kellamorph is going to start by firing into his dude bro over here. So it's going to be 6 shots, hitting on 2s. That is all hits, so I get another 6 shots, hitting on 2s. Okay, that's 2 misses on that one. These are now going to be strength 4, toughness 7, so looking for 5s to wound. Alrighty, pretty okay there. I'll take that, so 4 at AP -1. So we got 4 4-ups. Failing 2 of them, so he's dead at 2 damage apiece. So does he blow up? He does not. My mortars are going to fire into the night. 3d6 shots. 9 shots. All right, 9 shots hitting on 4s. Alrighty. So that's going to be 4 hits. Looking for 6s to wound. Getting none. My Primus is going to fire his needle pistol. That is not a hit. All right, so now into the assault phase. My aberrants are going to charge into his knight because hope springs eternal. Here we go for Overwatch here. We're going to start with the heavy flamer. D6 hits. 6 hits, of course. Strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. 3 6-up saves, gave me -1. Making 1 of those, and then 5-up feel no pains. Failing both of those. And now Endless Fury is going to fire on 6s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, you got 1 hit, which means it was a 6, so that counts as 2 hits. These are going to be strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. That's 2 wounds. Those go straight through his armor because it's AP -2. 2 damage apiece to get knocked down to 1 damage apiece. 5-up, feel no pains. Failing both of those. And the thermal cannon. That's going to be 3 shots, hitting on 6s. Getting no hits. Now the Sevi Stubber. Getting 1 hit. That is a wound. 5-up save. No. 5-up, feel no pain. No. All right, so they're 7 inches, or just over 7 inches away, which means I need a 6-inch charge, or just 7-inch charge to get in, +1 because of the abominant. So I need a 6 on this dice roll. Come on, do it. And they're in. And now my abominant is going to charge in. He needs a 9 inches on the charge because he's just over 10 inches away, +1 because of his warlord trait. No, it does not make it. All right, so here comes the attacks here. So I've got 2 guys that have the picks, hitting on 3s because they're out of. Well, 1 second. Yeah, hitting on 3s because they're out of 9 inches of my Primus. So that is going to be 3 hits though. Wounding on strength 5, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 2 wounds at AP -2, so 2 5-up saves. Making 1 of them D3 damage. 2 damage. And then come the picks. Then come the claws. I'm sorry, those are the picks. So that is going to be 2 hits. That is going to be 1 wound, AP -1, so 4-up. He's good. And now the 6 attacks from the hypermorph. All right, pretty good. Wounding on strength 10, so wounding on 3s. That is, wow, 5 wounds at AP -1, so 4-ups. Failing 1, 2, 3 of them. Failing 3 of them, so that's going to be 6 damage onto him. And now his knight's going to dance all over me here. He's got 4 wounds left, so he's going to be hitting on 5s. All right, that one was over there, sorry. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So these are going to be strength 8, so looking for 2s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds. Minus 2 AP is going to go straight through their armor, so let's do it one at a time. The first one is going to do 3 damage. 3 5-up, feel no pains. Nope, he is going to be dead. The next one is 3 damage, which becomes 2 damage. 5-up, feel no pain. Nope, dead guy. And then the last one. 2 and 3. What? Stop doing 3 damage. 2 damage to him. I need to make one of these. Do it. Do it. Nope, made none of them. He did. Okay. All right, so that is the end of the round and the end of the game because ITC just goes up to 6 rounds. So we will figure out the scores and we will come back to you with that.
That was great.
All right, so we counted up all of the points. My opponent scored 4 primary on the first turn, 2 primary on the second turn, 2 primary on the third turn, 2 primary on the fourth turn, 2 primary on the fifth turn, and 3 primary in this last turn because he killed something, held something, and killed more. He then got all 12 of his secondaries, leaving him with a total of 28 points. I managed to get 0 points my first turn on primary. I got 4 points on turn 2 on primary. I got 3 points on turn 3 on primary. I got 3 points on turn 4 on primary. 3 points on turn 5 on primary, and 3 points on this last turn because I hold more, killed something, and hold something. And then I got 11 points for my secondaries because I maxed out on Kingslayer, maxed out on Gangbusters, and then I got 3 big game hunters with the 3 Onager Dunecrawlers that I killed, leaving me with 27 points. That was a super close game. So much fun. A ton of fun. Just killing each other back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, I did not feel like I had much of a chance after that first 2 rounds when he left me with like 1 mortar squad, like a hiding sentinel, and my Jackal Alphys. But then when everything came in, I just managed to keep the pressure on him over here with all of the fighting. It really made a big difference. I mean, to be honest, my opponent pulling his Onager Dunecrawler back over here and forcing me to move my Patriarch over there meant that the last turn, my Patriarch was not involved in everything that was going on over here. And he ended up with 4 wounds left on his knight over there. If I had managed to kill him, this game, I would have won, we figured out I would have won by 2 points in the end. So, such a close game, so much fun. And, I mean, he can't beat that. I can't beat that 1 point difference. That's awesome. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Eric. And until next time, have fun.